Hello, everyone. My name is Miss Keishana, and I work at the University of Memphis, home of your Memphis Tigers. Thank you so much for allowing me to be a part of today's activities. I'm so excited to be able to read a book to you today. The book I've chosen to read today is entitled Sisters and Champions: The True Story of Venus and Serena Williams. The author is Howard Bryant, and the illustrator is Floyd Cooper. I purchased this book a couple of years ago at one of my own kids' book fair. They had a book fair at their school. I saw this book, and I thought, we need to have this book at our house. For one thing, it's a biography, and I love biographies. I love learning about other people. I think it's really important that everyone's story can be told and can be heard and can be experienced. And then on top of that, this actual biography is about two people that I really admire, Venus and Serena Williams. So here we go. No one ever laughed at Richard Williams, at least not to his face. When he told people about Venus and Serena and the special things his two daughters would do, they would wait for him to leave. And then they would laugh because he had said the impossible. The Williams family lived in Compton, a real tough, sometimes scary part of Los Angeles. When Venus and Serena were 4 and 3, Richard bought them tennis rackets, believing tennis treated girls more fairly than other sports. And if his hunch was correct, that his girls would have an athletic advantage that would change the sport forever. Okay, so they live in California, and their dad wants them to play tennis. Okay, that's kind of cool. Richard didn't know anything about tennis, but that didn't stop him from saying the wildest things. He told everyone his little girls, not one, but both of them, would be champions. And then the laughter would start. I wonder why they are laughing at him when he is saying that his daughters would be champions. They laughed because Venus and Serena were Black. And Black people, they said, weren't supposed to play tennis. They laughed because Venus and Serena weren't rich. And people without money, they said, weren't supposed to dream so big. They laughed because Venus and Serena came from Compton. And no tennis champions ever came from such a tough neighborhood. They laughed because it was hard enough for one person in the family to become world famous, but two? So now we know why they're laughing, but I do not agree with them why they were laughing. I don't think they should be laughing at any of those things. None of those things were true. But the sisters' mom and dad said differently. They said the sisters were made of special brown skin and wonderful eyes, of big smiles and bigger hearts. And when it came to tennis, a kind of magic. Just wait, their dad would say. You'll see. The girls were so different. Now, I believe that because I have a sister and we're kind of different from each other too. The girls were so different from each other. Venus was quiet, competitive, protective, just like a big sister. Serena was forceful, stubborn, and even more competitive, just like a little sister. Yet, these sisters were also best friends. When Venus was 12 and Serena was 10, the family moved to Florida so the sisters could focus even more on tennis. And soon, a whole new group of people were talking about them. Have you heard about them? Tennis fans would gossip. I think the big sister's name might be Venus. Everyone is saying she's the next American superstar. And get this, someone told me her little sister might be even better. Oh, so people were starting to learn about them. Yet, not all the talk was friendly. The sisters were different. Their skin was different. Their hair was different. Venus was tall, really tall. And the way the sisters hit the ball, so hard, kind of like the boys, even harder than the boys. It was different than what they were used to. In ways big and small, people reminded them of being different every day. I wonder what that was like for them to be reminded that they were different every day. Their father wouldn't let his girls play junior tournaments, even though everyone played junior tournaments. He made them focus on school instead. People said Dad was hurting his girls. Dad said he had a plan, that they were a family and that families always stick together. Stick together they did. Venus and Serena grew even closer as they outworked the other girls. Every day, they would hit 200 balls, then 300, then 500, then 1,000. Every day, the sisters would sweat and sweat. Dad painted a sign for them that read, "If you fail to prepare properly, you prepare to fail." No one laughed at the girl's father anymore. I wonder why. Because his dream was becoming real. Venus was only 14 years old when she turned professional. In her very first tournament, she almost beat one of the top-ranked players in the world. It would take Venus 4 years to win her first professional tournament. Still a teenager and already a champion. Yet it wasn't just Venus who won. Serena became a champion at the very same tournament. How? Venus and Serena played as teammates in doubles tennis. Serena was only 16 years old when the sisters won as partners. Both sisters wanted to be considered the best in the world. The best in the world, though. And for that to happen, only one of them could win in the end. One would have to lose. There was no avoiding it. The 1998 Australian Open was the first time they played against each other as professionals. Big sister Venus won. In Rome and Miami the next year, Venus won again and again. Not until Serena turned 18 did she beat Venus for the first time. I wonder how that felt as little sister finally beating big sister. The girls became young women. Their parents always said they were special, made of magic and big hearts. Soon the sisters dominated the biggest tennis championships in the world. The Australian Open, the French Open, Wimbledon, and the US Open. Venus won Wimbledon 5 times and the US Open twice. Serena would win all 4 tournaments in a row and nickname it the Serena Slam. The sisters were so good, they seemed to only lose to each other. In February 2002, Venus was ranked number 1 in the world. 6 months later, it was Serena's turn. It is the only time in history 2 sisters or brothers were ranked first and second in the world. Another of their father's dreams had come true. Some pictures of them. Still, it hurt so much to play against each other. Neither sister wanted to see the other lose. When they competed for a championship, Mom and Dad could barely watch. So, Venus and Serena continued to play as a doubles team. And if playing one of the sisters was tough, together they were unbeatable. They won all of the major doubles championships at least twice. They played together for America in the Olympics 4 times, winning 3 gold medals. As partners, they were the best in the world. Then, Venus began feeling weak. Oh no. Doctors told her she had a disease, one she would have for the rest of her life. It could appear at any time and steal her energy. People began talking again. Then, Serena suffered a foot injury and had problems with her lungs. Doctors said she too might not be able to play tennis anymore. She wound up missing a full year and lost her #1 ranking. People were talking once more. The Williams sisters will never again be champions, they said. What do you think? But as their parents knew, these sisters had magic in them. And the true magic of Venus and Serena Williams is that they never quit. They never stopped working, and they both returned to play tennis. The year Serena returned to tennis, she won the singles tournament at Wimbledon, and the sisters together again won the doubles championship. Serena continued to win and win. Almost too many trophies to count. More than any women's tennis player in history. And people were talking again. Now they said Serena was one of the greatest athletes, boy or girl, in history. Maybe the best ever. I love that picture. The Williams sisters have a new magic now. Other little girls with special brown skin, wonderful eyes, and big smiles want to play tennis too. Venus and Serena are still best friends. They will always be family, sisters who grew into champions. My first job, Venus says, is big sister, and I take that very seriously. Tennis is just a game, Serena says. Family is forever. And that's the end. Do any of you play tennis like Venus and Serena? Well, if you ever want to learn, there are so many opportunities to do so right here in our wonderful city. We even have a tennis team at the University of Memphis. Thank you again for letting me read to you. I hope to have you in my class one day at the University of Memphis. Have a great day.